think it is rolling. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alicia, and in this lesson, I'm going to cover 15 phrasal verbs for work and for school. I've chosen 15 phrasal verbs that I want to introduce, and my goal for today's lesson is to look at the prepositions that we use with phrasal verbs. I know a lot of learners struggle with phrasal verbs and prepositions, so in this lesson I want to cover a little bit of everything. So as you join live, please make sure to send a message in the chat so that we can say hello to you. And of course, please like and share this lesson so that other learners can find it. All right, YouTube looks like it's okay. I see everybody is joining on YouTube. Welcome, YouTube viewers. Facebook, I will come to check you in a minute. While we wait for other people to join live, a couple of quick announcements for you. First, this banner at the bottom of the screen here is a 35% off banner. If you take a look at the link in the description, if you are watching on YouTube, or above the video if you are watching on Facebook, there's a 35% off sale on our courses at EnglishClass101.com. It is for premium and premium plus membership. So if you would like to study and use our study tools to practice your English, please check it out. You need your name and an email address to get signed up and get started. So please have a look, check it out. I hope it is helpful for you. That is announcement one. And number two, as always, if you have questions about something different from today's lesson, please send it to me. I will check it. I will really check it. Please send it to me for this series. This is a screenshot from the Ask Alicia series. It is our question and answer series. So this is all of the questions I talk about in this series are from you. So if you have a question, please send it to me at EnglishClass101.com/ask-Alicia. I will put a link to this series in the YouTube video description for today's lesson too. Okay, Facebook, I see you. Fantastic. Welcome, Facebook. Okay, great. Everybody is here. So now that everybody has joined, I will introduce today's lesson graphic. Oh my gosh, this week I prepared this to look at all the phrasal verbs we are going to cover this week. There's a lot of text, so I put it on this image. I hope it's easy for you to take a picture. So we are going to cover in three groups. This group first, then second and third. And if there's time, I will do a little bit of, what's the difference between style questions. So we have a lot to do. I have not said hello to you. I will say hello to YouTube, Rustam Silva, hello, Edgar, Bhavana, hi everybody, and on Facebook, hello over there, Devanthai, hello, Murillo, hi, Gilberto, Mary, Mosavir, hi, Jelly, hi everybody, welcome. Okay, we have a lot to do. Let's get started. Let's start with group one, the first group. So there's a lot of text. We're going to go through the meaning of each verb. We're going to look at the prepositions that are used, and we're going to look at some example sentences. So please send me your examples in the chat. I will try to check in real time, and if needed, I do still have a whiteboard we can use to practice. Okay. So let's take a look. The first one here, let's begin with this first one. Catch on, to catch on. You can use this at work or at school. To catch on means to become aware of something. So we use this when we're talking about like secrets, or when we're talking about things that we are learning gradually that are a little bit difficult for us. For example, this example sentence here. When I was a kid, I stayed up late to use the computer. My parents caught on quickly. So this caught on, this is the past tense form of catch on. My parents caught on quickly means my parents quickly realized, or my parents quickly became aware I was staying up late to use the computer. So to catch on to something, you might also see. In this case, caught on refers to the previous sentence. You may also see it used with catch on to. Catch on to something. Catch on to a topic means to become aware of a topic or to gradually learn how to do something related to that topic. Okay, continuing on. So if you have questions, send them in the chat. I will try to check them live. Next one is figure out. Figure out is very useful. I use figure out all the time. To figure out means to solve a difficult problem or like a mysterious situation. You don't know what's happening in that situation and you need like to get details. So this is good when you are trying to understand like how people work together, or you're trying to understand some kind of complex relationship. You can use figure out to describe that. Some examples. I finally figured out the answer to my problem. I finally figured out the answer to my problem. So figure out in past tense is figured. Figured. I finally figured out the answer to my problem. So please be careful. Some learners, a common mistake I see with this. Figure out does not mean find. It does not mean find. It does not mean discover. To figure out is used when we think about something for a long time. We try to solve a problem. We try to solve a puzzle. And after thinking about it for a while, then we like learn the answer, or we gradually understand something. We solve a problem. So you cannot use figure out to mean find. Okay. What does aware mean? So to become aware of something means to realize something, usually gradually. Glorious on Facebook says, we need to figure out a solution for this problem. Perfect, perfect. Kanmaljit says, I've just figured out how to solve this error in my app. Christian on YouTube says, like figure it out? Yes, figure it out with like this expression, figure it out is used as a command sometimes, which means solve it. So please figure it out. Figure it out means please solve it. Okay. All right, good. Let's go to the next one then. Let's go to bring up. To bring up. This use of bring up, the one I want to focus on in this lesson, is to introduce a topic of conversation. To introduce a topic of conversation. So to bring something up means to start talking about something in a conversation. For example, don't bring up any difficult topics in the meeting. Don't bring up any difficult topics in the meeting. This means don't introduce anything that's difficult or maybe that's sensitive in the meeting. So bring up can be used to mean this. Yes, you may have heard bring up used to mean raise, like raising kids, like I was brought up in this country. We can also use bring up in work and in school and in conversation related situations to mean introducing a topic of conversation. To bring up. One more example. My best friend brought up an awful memory. My best friend brought up an awful memory. So, past tense here. Bring up becomes brought up in past tense. My best friend brought up an awful memory. This means in a conversation, my best friend talked about something that was a bad memory for me. Okay, fantastic. I don't see any other questions. So let's continue on. The next one is go through. Go through. To go through, for this first use, I want to focus on. To go through means to work on something step by step. To work on something step by step. So we use go through a lot for large projects. For example, an essay, so a paper you're writing, or maybe a big project proposal. Something with many details. We need to go through each part. So that means we need to look at each part step by step until we finish, to go through. So, for example, let's go through your proposal after lunch. Let's go through your proposal after lunch. That means let's look at all the details step by step of your proposal. Okay? One more past tense example. I went through my report with my manager. I went through my report with my manager. So, with this one, I want to talk about a common versus issue. So, sometimes some learners ask, what is the difference between go through and work through? So, we can use these two, go through versus work through. That's what I'm writing here on this board. Go through versus work through. This is maybe a point to consider. Go through versus work through. We can use them, both of them can be used to have this meaning, to work on something step by step. We can use go through and work through to do this. However, go through has another meaning. It means to experience struggles, emotional struggles usually, and to overcome those emotional struggles. So to go through a difficult experience. You might hear go through used in that way. Work through has somewhat of a similar meaning, but to work through something means to actively try to improve a difficult situation. Like he worked through some difficult things. So there are some nuances, there are some little differences in how we use go through and work through in terms of emotional or like difficult situations. Okay. Lika, sorry, on YouTube says, can we use go through, like going inside of something? Yes, absolutely. There is another use of go through, which means like to pass through, like to go through a tunnel, for example. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, someone saying, can you explain again? This lesson is being recorded, so please check the lesson afterwards. Okay, I don't see other questions, so let's look at the last one here. Read up on, to read up on. You'll notice I have this on here. We often see this used with on, read up on topic. To read up on something means to refresh your memory or like to gain knowledge about something by reading. So what's the difference between read and read up on? When you read, it's like, it's kind of just very neutral. It's just an everyday activity to read a book or to read about a topic. But when we use the expression read up on, it's like a quick refresher, or we're just quickly getting some key information. That's the feeling with read up on. Maybe we do it to prepare for a presentation. We would use read up on topic to express that, just to refresh something. Okay, so some examples, kind of hard to see, sorry, let me fix that. It's a limited space here, I'll move this up. Okay, so to read up on, my example, you should read up on forest safety before you take a long hiking trip. You should read up on forest safety before you take a long hiking trip. So this read up on followed by your topic. In this case, forest safety. Forest safety. So please read up on forest safety before you take a long hiking trip. On Facebook, Raquel says, I read up on English books every week. Okay, that's a situation where read is the best. I read English books every week. You use read up on to talk about a topic, not about the thing you are reading. So we do not say, I read up on magazines. Nope. Or I read up on books. Nope. We would say, I read up on English grammar every week. You can use a topic, but not the type of thing you read. Something you are refreshing your brain about. Kanwaljit says, you should read up on the basics of the programming language before you start a project. Good. Read up on your presentation topic. Okay, very nice. Yanov says, does read up have the same meaning of brush up? Ah, they can be used, yes. So the question is read up versus brush up. To read up on something versus to brush up on something. To read has a pretty good hint in it, yeah? To read up on something means to refresh your knowledge of something by reading, yeah? To brush up on something means you can refresh your knowledge by doing an activity. So not just reading, but for example, I need to brush up on my cooking skills means to refresh your knowledge by cooking. Chrysolity, sorry if I said your name wrong on YouTube. Can you use reading up? Yes, you can use it to talk about a current progressing action. So like right now, I'm reading up on English grammar, or I'm reading up on this topic. Yes, to talk about something you are doing now. Okay, so again, choose the topic with read up. Read up. All right, fantastic. So that's group one. Let's finish there. Raquel, nice. Yes, I read up on superlatives. You got it. You got it. Very nice job. Very nice job. Okay, let's take a break. That's a lot of text. Phew. So we will take a quick break and then come back to group 2. So if you missed it, there is a 35% off sale on our EnglishClass101.com website, where you can get premium and premium plus plans to study English with our lesson materials, with our tools. Check it out if you are interested in studying with us. You can find the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, and above the video if you are watching this on Facebook. If you are just joining live today, sorry if you are not watching live, but today's topic is 15 phrasal verbs for work and school. If you missed part of the lesson, it is being recorded. Okay. Someone asked a question. Pavel on YouTube says, can you separate phrasal verbs? Sorry. Can you separate phrasal verbs and put pronouns in between them? Sometimes. Yes, sometimes. I will try to talk about when you can do that. Okay, so let's continue to part 2. I will show you today's vocabulary list again. You can take a screenshot if you like. Now is your chance. I will show you again a little bit later. So let's continue to group 2. I just talked about group 1, these words here. Now we're going to talk about group 2, the second group of vocabulary words. So let's go. Also, oops, my bad, sorry. Also, if you have not, please make sure to like and share this lesson so that other people can find today's lesson, find today's topic. All right, let's carry on. Okay, so let's go to this first one. Let's go to keep up. Keep up, to keep up with, and you might also hear to keep up on something. Usually with, but some people use on here. What does keep up mean? To keep up means to make progress at a desired pace. So we can use this at work or at school to mean we are continuing our work or we are continuing our studies at the pace we want. So our teacher wants this pace, or our boss wants this pace for our work, and we can keep up means we can continue at that pace. So, some examples. He's not keeping up with his work. He's not keeping up with his work means now he's not continuing his work at the pace or at the speed we want. He's not keeping up with his work. One more. You run so fast, I can't keep up. You run so fast, I can't keep up. So that means I can't match your speed. You are too fast for me. So we can use this for like our studies and for our work, and we can use this for like physical activities to keep up with something. Someone says, do not keep up with the Kardashians. That's funny. To keep up with, that's a great example though. That's a great example. To keep up with someone can also be used to mean to get all the updates about something. To keep up with a person refers to getting everybody's updates. So like if you follow someone online, or if you follow like your favorite TV show, or whatever, like on Instagram or Twitter, you can keep up with that person. You get all of their updates. Okay, nice example sentence. That's very funny. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one is very, very common and very, very helpful. It is turn in. Turn in. To turn in means to submit. To submit. So we use turn in for like paperwork, for our homework assignments. To turn something in. This is an example of a phrasal verb we can split. So let's look at the examples here. First, I turned in my essay this morning. I turned in my essay this morning. So this means I submitted my essay this morning. I turned in. Again, this is the past tense form. Another example. This one I've split it. So split means turn and in are separated by a word. Here, please turn your report in by tomorrow. Please turn your report in by tomorrow. So this means the same thing. Please submit your report. So what's the difference? Why should I say turn your report in? Or can I say turn in your report? They're both fine. They're both fine to use. So it's totally up to you. You can choose. Avi on YouTube says, how do I know when to use with and on? Up here with this one. This one usually we use with here. I included on just because you may hear some people use on in this expression. Usually we use with. So I would recommend to use with here. Okay. Jean or John Carlos on YouTube says, does turn in have the same meaning as drop off or hand in? Turn in and hand in mean the same thing. Yes, to turn in and to hand in. To drop off, however, means something different. Drop off means to quickly stop somewhere and leave something. So drop off can be used for paperwork, yes, but it doesn't have the official feeling of like an assignment or homework of some kind. It's like maybe I borrowed something from a friend. Like I need to return my friend's pen. I go to their desk and I drop off the pen. So it's not like an assignment in that way. I just need to give someone something. Turn in and hand in are like official submissions of something. Okay. Other questions? I don't see someone on Facebook. I cannot read your name. Sorry. Says, I turned in my English test this morning. Very nice. Please use past tense there. Yeah. I turned in my English test this morning. Fantastic. Ooh, Nellie says, can we use this phrasal verb in virtual classes? Yes, yes, you do not have to use this for just physical objects. Great question. You can use this for digital project submission. So when you email your teacher or when you email someone's like some kind of official paperwork, you can also use turn in. Like I turned in my assignment to my teacher. You can. I think we probably use it more in physical, like real life situations, but you can use it in digital classes too. Okay, fantastic. Thanks for your questions. Let's continue to the next one. Kick off. To kick off. To kick off means to begin something with excitement. To begin something with excitement, like a project or an event. For example, we kicked off the event with an inspiring speech. We kicked off the event with an inspiring speech. Or, let's kick off the new year with a party. So you can imagine kick off means like start, yeah, start. But the difference between start and kick off is like excited about that thing. We're enthusiastic. We want to do something kind of big. We want to create a party, create an event. We want to launch something to show our excitement. That's the difference, a key difference with kickoff and start. Okay. Nightbot. Oh yes. Silva on YouTube has a great, a slight difference. It says Nightbot kicked off a person in the chat. To kick off is different from kick out. This is a question I hope to get to later, but we'll talk about it now. To kick off versus to kick out. Kick off, which I just talked about, means to start, versus kick out. This is the verses for this group. Kick off versus kick out. So to kick off means to start something with excitement, yeah? Like you're kicking off a football game or a soccer game. Like everybody's excited when you kick the ball the first time. Kick out, however, means to force someone out of a place. So like if you cause trouble in a restaurant or a bar, they may kick you out, remove you from the restaurant or bar. Or in a chat room, the moderator or the robot may kick you out of the chat room. So to kick out means to remove someone from a place. I did not include it in today's list because we don't use kick out too much in work and in school, hopefully. But that's the difference between kick off and kick out. Is kick off used for fighting? Well, we use just kick to talk about attacking someone, to kick someone. We don't really use kick off in this way with that. Okay, very nice job. Labcon on Facebook says, I kicked my son out of the room. Okay, I kicked, maybe past tense, I kicked my son out of the room. Don't forget, lots of people are sending examples here. Make sure past tense is kicked. We kicked off, or I kicked my son out of the room. Okay, can I say let's kick it off? Yes, absolutely. Let's kick it off. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, lots of you. Past tense. Don't forget your past tense here. Many, many chatters. All right, let's go to the next one. Drop out of. Drop out of means to quit school or quit a competition. You need to use drop out of. So don't forget this little thing. Okay, so examples. I had to drop out of college. I had to drop out of college means I had to quit college. What's the difference between drop out of and quit? With drop out of, it sounds like something I wanted to do, or I had a goal, but for some reason I couldn't continue, or I didn't want to continue. So I removed myself from that goal, or from my plan. To drop out of has this feeling. Quit doesn't have that same feeling. Another example, past tense, dropped. He dropped out of the race for health reasons. He dropped out of the race for health reasons. So, again, he removed himself from the race, or from a race, for health reasons. So that means his health wasn't so great, so he decided to remove himself from the race. My friend dropped out of high school. Good. Okay. To drop out of. Some Bhavna says, I drop out of this chat from this channel. So drop out, again, drop out we use for things that are kind of like a big goal. So education goal, or like a personal, like marathons, a big race, a competition. So we use it in those situations. University. We don't really use it so much on small everyday things. Okay. Osushi says, drop out of. Is it kind of the same meaning as give up? No. To give up is like, I've tried, I'm so tired, I quit. To drop out of something is like you've tried for a long time and maybe you don't want to stop, actually. When you give up, you decide, I'm done, I want to stop, kind of. With drop out of, it's like you had a goal and now you have to quit. So it's kind of the feeling there. With drop out of something, you don't want to stop generally. To give up is like, I'm tired, I quit, I'm done. Like I'm not going to try anymore. With drop out of, I feel like in many cases, we still want to try, but we cannot. All right, I dropped out of the seminar. Okay, could be, it could be. If you were participating in the seminar as a speaker. Okay, someone says, I dropped out of my job. We do not use it for everyday life situations. Again, a key point with drop out of is we are working towards a specific goal. Like I continue to use the example of university or competitions, like sports competitions, to drop out of a race or to drop out of a contest for a project you're developing. There's some kind of personal goal there. All right, let's go to the last one. Clock in and clock out. This one I thought was very helpful for many people. To clock in and to clock out means to record the time you begin and end work. So for example, oh no, I forgot to clock out. I forgot to clock out. Means I forgot to record the time I finished work. And she clocked in at 9 a.m. So to clock in means to start work. To clock out means to leave. Clock in, clock out. Also, you may hear clock off instead of clock out. They're both fine. They're both the same. All right. Okay. Wow, time's going quick, so let's stop there. If you have questions, I will check them. Real quickly, in case you missed it earlier, I'll remind you one more time, there is a 35% off sale at EnglishClass101.com for Premium and Premium Plus plan. So if you want to study with us, please check the link below the video on YouTube or above the video on Facebook. Alexi says, can I say I dropped out of my Kung Fu classes because I broke my foot? Yeah, great example, great example. Like I dropped out of my Kung Fu classes. Okay, yes, like you're working towards some kind of competitive goal there, really. Very nice, very nice. Okay, onward. Let's go to the last part. Real quick, I will show you one more time today's verb list. I have to finish quickly though, oh my gosh. So this is today's 15 phrasal verbs list, and we've talked about some other bonus verbs. Ooh. Let's look at this last group now. If you missed this, I recorded all of this other stuff. This one is where we will finish. Let's go. Also, if you have not, please make sure to like and share this video so that other people can find the lesson. All right, let's go. Group 3 for today. Are you ready? I am ready. Okay, let's look at the last group here. Last is clean out. Let's start with this one. Clean out. To clean out something means to remove everything inside a space. You remove everything inside a space to clean it, in order to clean it. For example, I cleaned out the refrigerator today. That means I removed everything from the refrigerator to clean my refrigerator. Also, clean out your desk before you go. Clean out your desk before you go. So that means before you leave, please remove everything from your desk. So if you quit a job, for example. Okay. All right. Someone says, I cleaned out my bedroom. Oh, really? So you removed everything from your bedroom. Cool. Okay. The next one, make up. Make up. So I know many of you will say, is it like makeup that you put on your face? This is different. Make up. There's a space right here, yeah? This space. To make up. This is how you know it's a verb, a phrasal verb, and not the noun, like makeup to use on your face. Makeup for your face has no space, yeah? Make up as a phrasal verb has a space here. This is how you know. So this use I want to talk about is make up for or make up with. I'll talk about the differences. To repair, this means to repair a past relationship with someone. We use make up with in this case, or it can mean to replace a missed activity. To replace a missed activity. So, some examples. I made up with my friend after our fight. This means I repaired my relationship with my friend after our fight. I made up with. In these cases, use with. When you're talking about repairing a relationship with someone, use with. Do not use for. In that case, it is incorrect. However, in a case like this, where you are talking about replacing a missed activity, use for. For example, I'll make up for my absence next week. I'll make up for my absence next week. This means I missed a day of work or school. Absence, my absence. My absence means I was not at work. I was not at school. I'll make up for my day I was gone next week. So we are replacing a missed activity. In this case, use for. Do not use with here. So depending on the meaning you want to use, you need to choose the word that follows make up. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's another good point on YouTube. To make up also means like to create, as in a story, to create a story. All right, time's going quick. Alexander says make up is also for kissing. No, that is make out. That is make out, and that is not in today's verb list. We typically don't need to use make out at work and at school. Maybe, I don't know what you're doing, but that's make out, to make out. We use make up to talk about these things. All right, let's go to the next one because I'm almost out of time. Oh my gosh, fall behind, how appropriate. To fall behind means to become slower in progress than desired, as in I fell behind on my homework, or we fell behind schedule on our project. We were too slow, in other words. I fell behind. Past tense, fell behind on something. Please do not flood the chat with the same comment, remote control desk if you're out there, YouTube. Last two, quickly. Get along. I think these are a couple of nice ones to finish with. To get along means to have a good relationship with someone. To have a good relationship with someone. For example, he didn't get along with his coworkers. Or, I got along with my brother. So this means you have a good relationship with someone. In the negative, it means you do not have a good relationship with someone. To get along with someone. To get along with someone. Finally, a good review one. To call back. To call back means to return someone's phone call. To return someone's phone call. So, can I call you back in 10 minutes? Or, my client never called me back. So this is one you can split, yeah? Can I call you back? Or my client never called me back. So you can use this with the person whose call you're talking about in between the two words. All right, I have to finish there. Holy cow, time went quickly. Oh my gosh. If you want to take a picture real quick, here is the list of vocabulary words I talked about in today's lesson. How exciting, right? I have to end very quickly. So next week, of course, I will be back. Hooray! Next week's lesson will be August 19th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to talk about how to give your opinion on food and drink. So this will be a good one for, I think, beginner and intermediate learners. In particular, I will talk about some adjectives you can use in these situations. So we'll finish there for this week. Thank you, as always, for your awesome questions and your awesome comments. Check out the link below the video for the 35% off deal. And if you have questions, send them to me for our Q&A series. I will say goodbye to you there. So thanks, as always. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.